44 seconds. During that clip, we saw a red SUV towards the top of the screen. Is that right?
Yeah.
And did you recognize that vehicle?
Yeah, that was Darrell's.
Okay. We see now at this stoppage point, we can see two people on the upper right-hand corner. Do you know who those people are?
Me and Nick.
Do you know which one you are?
The one with the green gloves.
So left or right?
I think
As we're looking.
the one up in front.
And then there's a person with a white hood. Do you know who that is?
That's Nick.
Okay, so you're the other one on the left?
Yeah.
All right. And you saw Erica?
Yeah.
All right, let's resume playing at 2 minutes and 44 seconds. Let's pause there. Pause to 3 minutes and 19 seconds.
Look how aggressive
Who's the
he
person
jumped
in the
out
gray
his
hooded
car.
sweatshirt?
That's Darrell.
The objection's overruled. Or answer my stand.
That's Darrell.
How far away would you say your face was from Darrell's face at this point in the video?
I was chesting up.
Chesting up?
Yeah.
So I guess that's pretty self-explanatory. Do you see Darrell Brooks either in the courtroom or on any monitors in the courtroom right now?
Yeah.
Your Honor, and actually for this point I would ask that the court order the defendant to remove his mask.
Mr. Brooks, you're ordered to remove your mask.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Mr. Brooks, we talked about this at a prior hearing. For purposes of identification, you're ordered to unmask. Thank you, sir.
So now I'll re-ask that question.
little
Do you
kid
see
games.
Darrell, the person you're talking about in the video, either in the courtroom or on a monitor in the courtroom?
Yes.
Can you tell us where?
In orange.
On the monitor in front of you?
Yeah.
I'd ask the record to reflect that the witness has identified the defendant.
The record will so reflect. Thank you, Mr. Brooks. You can remask.
You laughing.
Let's hit play and resume at 3 minutes and 19 seconds.
I think he's straight up fighting. I think they fighting. And now, like the coward he is, he ran off, I guess. So.
All right, we've reached the
Let's
end.
see what was happening.
Ms. Ruckel, can you tell us what was happening in that last portion of the video we just watched?
Well, before Erica, me, and Nick showed up in the camera, that's when I ran after Erica from getting ran over, and then she tried to jump in the car with him, and then I ended up chesting up to him, and then we ended up going at it.
Tried to run up.
How would you describe the level of your volume during that interaction?
Like, what do you mean?
Were you yelling?
I'd say yeah.
Was Mr. Brooks yelling?
Yeah.
Was anybody else in that video, either Nick or Erica, were they yelling?
Erica was telling me to stop.
Okay. And what happened after the physical confrontation with Mr. Brooks?
Nick pulled me away,
And then what happened?
and then Brooks walked off
Did you see where he went?
into his car.
The red SUV in the video we
Yeah.
just watched? Was there anybody else in the SUV at that point that you saw?
No.
And what happened next?
After that, it was like he headed out.
Okay. Did Mr. Brooks say anything to you or Erica or Nick as he was leaving?
He told Erica he was. Oh,
The basis for your objection, you said objection, right?
Is hearsay and irrelevant.
Is it being offered for the truth of the matter asserted? From the
Well,
state?
it's a statement by a party opponent, so it's not hearsay.
Oh, it's his statement, sorry. I think I misheard what she said. All right, the objection is overruled. If it's, she may testify as to words that you spoke on this occasion. Go ahead.
he told Erica that he was gonna find her and he's gonna kill her.
Could we pull up Exhibit 5 for the witness, please?
He's sitting up here laughing.
I guess while we're waiting on that, did you at any point come into contact with police or a police officer after Mr. Brooks left the scene that we just watched?
I forgot what that guy was at, the little stoppers, like where it stopped everybody. But we came into contact with him, and then he called the police officer, and then we had contact with the police officer.
Okay. At any point while Mr. Brooks was still present for the scuffle, did you or anybody else in your group call the police?
No.
You need to turn on the state table, please, for preview mode.
I will confirm it's in front of mine and the witnesses monitor, or on our monitor.
All right, Ms. Runkle, I'm showing you on your monitor a photograph that's been marked as State Exhibit number 5. Do you recognize that photograph?
Yes.
Who's in that photograph?
Erica?
Erica Patterson? Is that an accurate representation of how Erica looked the night of November 21st, so after the Waukesha Christmas Parade?
Yes.
I'd move Exhibit 5 into evidence and ask to publish.
Any objection?
Yep, on the grounds of,
You can tell it's tough for her to look at this.
The objection's noted, it's
Yes.
overruled. Exhibit 5 is received, permission to publish is granted.
Were you with Erica Patterson the day before the parade, so November 20th?
Yes.
Did she have a swollen left eye on November 20th?
No.
I want to go back to the issue of police and whether or not you had contact with them. Can you
Just
describe
like
in a
I
little bit
said,
more
look at the
detail
people he goes after.
what exactly happened
He goes
with
after
law enforcement
women,
after
children,
the defendant left the scene that we just watched?
older people.
I'm not sure where we walked, but like I think we walked
Scum of the
straight down
earth,
to
man.
the parade. I'm not sure, but we stopped at these like stoppers where there was this I don't know what he's called. It's not a cop, but he was like a guard, and he ended up we ended up telling him that what happened, that Erica almost got ran over. I had to pull her away from the car, and he ended up calling the cops. He told us, hold on, let me call the cops, and a cop came, and we started talking to him.
Okay, but you don't, or do you remember the name of the officer that you spoke with?
I do not.
Okay. That's all the questions I have for this witness.
All right, Mr. Brooks, do you have any questions for this witness?
I sure do. So, my first question would be,
All
you
that
seem to
bubbly
be
crap.
unclear about when you met Erica. Would you say it was roughly October or November because you wasn't sure which one?
Roughly in between.
Roughly in between.
Yeah.
Um,
I know it was before Christmas.
Do you, well, you just said that you had never seen her quote unquote boyfriend or whoever she was referring to as that before the Christmas parade. Is that correct?
That was, the Christmas parade was November, right?
He's asking you if you had seen
Not before, but the Christmas parade was November. I'm just asking, right? Okay, so no.
Did she? Do you want her to restate her answer? She answered. She confirmed your question.
I wanted to be direct.
Okay, no, I have not.
So you just testified that you can identify who was driving the said vehicle as soon as you saw the video played. If you've never seen the driver before that day, how would you even know who it was?
I'll object. That is not a clear question. This is just going to confuse the witness. It's confused me.
Also state it, Mr. Brooks. Rephrase the question, please.
Would you play the video again, the first 10 seconds? I'm guessing that it was.
Be Exhibit 3.
Exhibit 3. You want us to put? You want the first 10 seconds of exhibit played?
Show the witness the first couple of seconds of the.
All right, it's up.
Okay, but is it Exhibit 3 is what they're asking you?
Now you just said, you just testified.
Hold on, it's playing. You want it to stop now?
Stop.
Okay,
You
Play the
just
first 13 seconds for the witness.
thank you.
you just testified that as soon as you saw the vehicle come into the camera view, you said, "Oh, there's his car." How would you know?
Bro, why she look like she wanna laugh?
said, "Oh, there's
The way
his
he
car."
asking these questions.
How would you know whose car it was if you?
He
never
turning this
seen
into a clown
person
show.
before that day?
You understand the question?
Yeah.
Go ahead and answer.
Because I was told that she was going to meet up with Darrell Brooks.
So you were told this directly from Erica.
Yes.
Did at any time she ever tell you what kind of car he had and what kind of car he would be meeting up with her with, quote unquote?
No.
So how can you identify that it was the said person's car if you had no knowledge of what vehicle this said person would be driving, or who the person even was, or what the person even looked like? How would you know?
Because I was told
Loaded
it
question.
was Darrell Brooks.
And so you were told that it was this name, but you were able to identify the vehicle and the person on the first day.
I mean, look, given the fact that you had a fist fight with her and everything, I'm pretty sure she remembers
You ever
who you
saw.
were And then I'm sure Erica was like, "Oh, that's Darrell." So
Let him finish his question.
none of this even matters what you asking right now.
Again, as soon as the car came into camera view, you immediately said on the record just a few minutes ago, "Oh, there's his car." Who is his? Who were you referring to?
Darrell Brooks.
And you would be able to know that that was quote unquote Darrell Brooks just by seeing the car come into the view of the camera?
Now, I'll object based on an asked and answered question.
Sustained. Mr. Brooks, are you trying to ask her whether at the moment in time she first saw the SUV, did she know who was driving? That would be a relevant question.
Did you know who was driving the SUV that you saw when you saw it?
The judge helping him
Not in
out.
court, but when you first saw it on that date.
Yes, because I don't see why Erica would be talking to anybody
judge
else and
helping him
getting
out,
yelled
man.
at by somebody else.
But did you know at that moment who was driving the car?
Yes.
And how would you know that? You just said that you had no knowledge of the vehicle that whoever Erica was meeting up with would be driving. So how would you know that?
Objection, asked and answered, and argumentative.
Yeah. Her answer previously, Mr. Brooks, was she's basing that on what someone told
This
her,
whole thing is argumentative.
not based on what she saw at that point. That's
Every
at least
question
how I
he
took it.
asking is like a
So Erica told you
trying to get the
the
argument
vehicle
started.
and how the vehicle would look.
Do you understand the question?
Say that again.
Mr. Brooks?
Erica, I'm
Restate
sorry,
the
Your Honor.
question. No, that's okay. Restate the question, sir.
so let's back up a little bit. Erica told you that she was meeting up with this Darrell Brooks, correct? That's what you said, right?
Correct.
And did she at any time tell you what vehicle this person would be driving and how the vehicle looked?
She did not.
So the first time you saw the vehicle, did you know who was driving the vehicle?
Yes, when she told me. When she told
What
me.
he's asking you though is, did you know based on personal observation,
Oh, no,
not
not
based on what
personal
someone told you?
observation. Oh, wait. So personal observation? Oh, no, never mind. Okay, yeah.
So let's just make sure the record's clear what your answer is.
It's based on what I was told when I met up with her.
So it was told.
That's been established. It's been established what was told. So next question.
No, I was going to a different question. I didn't get to it.
All right, well then ask it, please.
I'm trying to. So you were told after the vehicle drove away and you and Erica were alone? Is that when you were told?
Yes.
So it's fair to say that before you were told this, after the vehicle drove away, you did not know who was driving the vehicle, correct? Would that be fair to say?
Oh, I had a suspicion it was Darrell.
You had a suspicion or did you know?
Had a suspicion until I
So
asked
you
her.
didn't know.
Objection, argumentative.
Yeah, so we've kind of been a little bit circular here, so the objection is sustained. I think we need to be clear, Mr. Brooks, when you ask your questions about what point in time. It's one thing to talk about when she first sees the vehicle because there's been no contact between her and the vehicle, but it's a different point in time when it's later. So you need to make clear at what point in time you're referring to so that your question is clear.
Got you. You identified the alleged defendant in court. Would that be fair to say?
Yes.
And the alleged defendant that you identified was the same person that you saw driving the vehicle that day?
Yes.
The video also shows that, well, let me back up. Matter of fact, let me ask a different question. You made reference to hanging out with Erica in a park, correct?
Yes.
With maybe one other person
Yeah.
present?
Yes.
Thank you.
Hanging out, what were you guys actually doing?
Drinking?
So, would it be fair to say that because of alcohol being involved, that there may have been a misinterpretation of what you saw? Or
No.
what you thought you saw?
Objection calls for speculation.
The question, the way it's asked, calls for speculation. If you could please rephrase it.
Oh, I asked it different. How much were you drinking? Was it a few beers, a bottle,
Half a
something to
pint.
that effect? Half a pint. Do you remember what you were drinking?
Vodka.
Do you remember if Erica was drinking?
She was.
And you said that you separated at one point to go hang with another person. I can't remember the name, but would that be fair to say that you separated from Erica to go hang out with another person?
I did say that.
Was that person also drinking that day?
No.
Did that person overhear any conversation between you and Erica?
No.
Would that be the same person that was saw in the video?
Yes.
So that would be Nick. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
And is it true that you did give a statement about what you saw and heard that day? Would that be
Yes.
fair to say? Would it be fair to say that in this statement that you gave, you never mentioned the person that you saw driving make any threats? Would that be fair to say?
I never mentioned.
Well, I have the statement right here in front of me. Would it be fair to say that the statement that you gave that day, that you do not say in your statement that you heard any threats being made or yelled towards Erica? Would that be fair to say?
Possibly.
So do you remember giving a statement?
I remember giving a statement.
Do you remember what you said in your statement?
I do.
So I'm going to ask you again because I just asked. I have your statement.
Nope,
in
ask
front
and
of you.
answer.
You did not mention any threats being yelled or made towards Erica. Would that be fair to say?
I did mention some.
And look, even if that's the case, even if she didn't mention it at that point, that doesn't mean he didn't do it. So I don't even know why he's he's trying to get everybody caught up on this. Like, okay, she didn't mention it at that time. I'd imagine since she was in emotional distress, maybe there would be a couple details left out. She just wanted her friend to get some help at the moment. So I don't even know why he's really trying to.
That you were yelling at her,
Okay, it's a small
saying
detail that was
that
left
you
out.
were gonna kill her and to get in the car.
And that's in your statement.
Yes.
Would
Oh,
you
well,
like
there
me to
you
read
go.
your statement too?
She did say.
Yes.
You sure?
Yeah, sure.
So I'll object based on the procedure that the defendant is employing at this point.
Sure, Mr. Brooks, there is a procedure. I can have the state bring up her statement, I hope electronically, to show her. It would,
That
and
would be
then
fine, Your Honor. You
all right.
can Bring it up for her to see.
you'll want to direct her to what part. You can ask her to review it, ask her if that refreshes her recollection, and then you can ask her a question. Or even show her that and ask a direct question about it would be another way.
Okay, this is not it right
No, they'll get it up. It just takes a moment.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's,
I hate when he started chuckling and stuff. He feel like he actually doing something. Like I said, like I don't even know why he's trying to get everybody caught up on this detail. Like, okay, we still here because you did what you did.
that twice yesterday and this morning.
The only thing this is proven is that you beat on women, you hurt kids, you hurt old people, you hurt really anybody. So
I have it selected right now.
this don't change a single thing.
They have to connect it though. You can stand if you want for a minute. Do you need a water or anything?
No.
Jared, want to stand for a second? Go ahead too. We have a lot of new technology in this courtroom, and it's great when it works. But it's a lot to get used to.
Excuse me, Your Honor, if I may ask you, are we still on the record right now, or we are? Okay.
We are. We're just taking a stretch break, but we're still on the record. Why they?
Okay, I was gonna say something to the bailiff, and I didn't want to be disrespectful by.
Do you want me to mute you for a second so you can?
Oh
say
no,
something?
no, it's fine, it's fine. When will I be allowed to come back into the court so I can see everything?
You have earned your right to come back, sir. I mean, I can bring you back if you want to finish your questioning here.
I do.
All right, we'll take a short break for you to do that.
I do.
All right, I'll have to excuse the jury for a moment. We'll be in recess as far as the cameras are concerned for that. Then, before we bring out the jury, if we need to talk a procedure, or Attorney Witchow, if there was something you wanted to address.
Thank you. I think there may have been some misunderstanding on the nature of this statement in question. This witness provided a statement to a police detective, who then wrote a police report summarizing the statement. So the proper method at this point for the defendant would be to confront her by orally quoting from that, asking if she said or didn't say these things. To show her this statement we're not refreshing her recollection. She didn't write this.
Ah, I see. So I didn't know that, but that certainly makes a lot of sense. Mr. Brooks, did you hear what Attorney Witchow just said about the procedure?
He thought he had
Is
something.
it the way to verify that that is in fact the procedure?
Thought you had something, didn't you?
Just to be clear for the record. Can we
I
verify it?
had referenced earlier that I thought you were trying, we might be showing her the statement to help refresh her recollection, but I don't have any of the statements in front of me, and I wasn't aware that it's, the police report that may be referenced is, written by someone other than this witness. She wrote a statement apparently, but the police report is a summary of her statement. So
how we that kind of makes it problematic though. You could probably see what I'm getting at, Your Honor, by if it's a summary of what she said.
do you have the statement do you have a written statement of hers?
Yes, I'm trying to get back to it. You know, I got a lot of stuff coming over here.
I know.
Once he finds the statement match, I suggest that Mr. Brooks read directly from the statement the portions that he's asking the witness about and ask her if she did or didn't say those things he's reading.
It's funny.
Does the state have it available?
Everybody
to
giving
put on
him a little bit
monitor,
of help
or
because they know
he's
this is
having
in the bag.
difficulty
Man.
finding his copy?
It's like I said in
Let's do
one of
that,
the other
please.
ones I did. Like, this is a layup. Might as well give him a little bit of advice. You
It'll
know,
be
ask
on
the
the
question
monitor
in
in
this
front of
way.
Oh, we can, yeah, there you go. If you can't find, this is this. Why don't you read that to yourself and see if
Never
that
been
helps you
more annoyed
formulate
to
a
hear
question.
somebody laugh. You know, he feels like he's like actually making some progress, and now he's in here chuckling, laughing.
You need to scroll down a little bit.
Yeah. That's all I need.
Okay. Do you want any part of this shown to the witness?
Yeah. I want to go to that top part that I read first.
Oh, actually, I think we were talking about, he doesn't need to refresh. I don't think it's been established he would need to refresh her recollection yet. She's testified from her memory. So you can use what's in this statement, sir, to formulate questions on cross-examination. And you can use leading questions. So at this point, I don't need to show it to her, but you can ask questions. We'll bring the jury back out and you can continue.
Would this be left up for me to see though? Wow.
We can leave it up.
We can leave it up.
Okay.
Is the part that's up sufficient, or do you need to scroll up? Does the state need to scroll up a little bit for you?
I would only need this part that's on my screen now.
I forgot.
And then you stroke.
He's using their stuff. That's the funniest thing. He's using their
Whoever's
stuff. I mean,
scroll
that's
down
probably a
little bit
regular thing to
past
have to
that
do
the
in
second
court.
part.
But
How about that?
you know, none of this evidence that's
Should be
submitted
able to
is
see
his.
both
He don't
parts
know how
now.
to do it, so he has to just use what they
Starts
have,
with in summary near the top,
and he can't bring
Yeah.
literally.
and then
the same-
that's page 2 of 5, and then down
he
below,
can't bring anything to the
presumably it
table.
says 3 of 5, but
It's very funny.
I'd like to bring the jury out, so let me know when you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, let's have the jury brought back in. Mr. Brooks, you're doing a good job at
I'm
coming up with questions and
attentive.
following the process, and I appreciate you asking to come back over here.
I don't know. How long do y'all think he's gonna remain cordial? It's just like a little kid. You see how when a little kid feels included and they feel like everybody's like helping them and stuff, then they start behaving better. I see this all the time, you know, because like I said, I got little kids in my family, and as soon as they feel like they are part of what's going on, you know, whether it's like you fixing something and they handing you like the screwdriver or the hammer or something, now all of a sudden they behaving because they feel like, oh my goodness, like I'm helping them out, I'm helping them complete this task, like it almost makes them feel like they on this equal level to you, which sometimes that's necessary when you're dealing with a kid. But this is a grown man. This is a grown man-child, I should say. A grown man-child.
right, thank you, everyone. Please be seated. All right. Mr. Brooks, when you're ready, please continue with your cross-exam.
Okay. I'm gonna give everybody time to settle back in for a few seconds.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm still laughing at the fact that
So,
him acting this way.
Miss, is it Runkel?
It is.
You stated earlier that when you were hanging out with Erica at the park that you were drinking, right?
I did.
And you also stated that you guys separated and you went to go hang out with someone else.
With Nick, yes.
With Nick. You did state that Nick wasn't drinking, right?
Yes.
So I want to ask, earlier when I asked, well, I think you were asked by Attorney Whitchild if you heard any yelling or anything being yelled at Erica, or I'll forget how you phrased the question, but did you hear any yelling or anything directed towards you guys? And do you remember what you said?
I heard that you were yelling at Erica, telling her to get in the car, and that you were gonna kill her. That was you were gonna kill her was after the fact that you headed out, but that's probably not what you're asking. The fact of you were yelling at her, telling her to get in the car, was the time when you were around. Oh, I mean, sorry, Brooks was around.
Brooks or you? You said you, and then you said
Brooks.
Brooks. But you did state that you had never seen Brooks before November 21st of 2021. Would that be
Right.
fair to say?
Right.
And you also did say that you had only heard of him through Erica, correct?
Right.
At any time, did you ever observe any phone conversations or interactions between Erica and Brooks?
Oh, I just want to say real quick, look at the surprise on this bailiff's face at the fact that he's asking questions in like a pretty good, like the setup and everything, the way he's asking them. I see what they're saying. I see what y'all are saying, because there was some people in the comments saying this too. Like he's, because I said in the last video, I think like he's off, something's wrong with him, but he can form coherent sentences and thoughts and everything. And look at just the surprise on this bailiff's face, like, yo, he actually spazzing out right now. Like, this is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's right.
Look.
Asking you whether you have, not the content.
Was this expected?
I have.
I definitely didn't expect it. He's
Would
still
it be fair
guilty.
to say
but-
that you knew a lot of details about their relationship? Would that be fair to say?
I did.
What specifically did you know before November 21st, 2021?
Mr. Brooks? Sure you want to ask that question. Think about some of the pretrial rulings I've made.
Let me rephrase that.
Okay, good idea.
I'm sorry, it's new. So, in your statement that I'm looking at right here on the screen, it says, it is Runkel, right?
Yes.
I don't want to mispronounce your name. It says, Runkel further stated that she heard Brooks telling Erica he was going to smash her face in and that he was going to kill her.
Yes.
I didn't
I'm sorry.
Is that what you heard?
Yes.
So you didn't hear what you just testified to hearing,
No.
or did you hear what I just read to you?
I heard that after you were leaving.
After
Not that what you just read. I heard that after you were leaving.
you do know that this is your statement that I'm reading from, right?
I do.
We've established that, and this is argumentative.
Sustained. Rephrase.
I'm trying to figure out which one did you hear.
Objection, vague.
Did you hear the I'm going to smash your face in, or did you hear what you previously said?
Well, I heard when you were sitting there arguing with her, I heard that.
Who is the you you're referring to?
Oh, I'm sorry. Brooks said that when he was arguing with Erica.
And you claim that it says right here, but through knowing Patterson, she did know that Brooks was Erica Patterson's boyfriend. Did she ever tell you that Brooks was her boyfriend?
She said she said Brooks was her ex.
I'm a little confused by the statement and then the testimony right now.
Objection, that's not a question.
Sustained. Mr. Brooks, you need to formulate a question for the witness.
Did you ever hear, now this is coming from your statement, Runkle stated that after a short dispute between her, Kirby, I guess that would be referring to Nick.
Yes.
After a short dispute between her, Kirby, and Brooks, she saw Brooks get back into the red SUV and heard him saying something to the effect of, I don't swear, so F you, effing bees, you're dead. Did you at any time hear
Cap.
anything like that?
He just said I don't
Yes.
swear, so.
So when you just
Seemed like
testified, why did that part of your statement never come up? Why did you never say that?
Because it probably wasn't brought up at that time, but it's in my memory.
So what all exactly did you hear?
I heard what you
Hold
were
on,
saying.
We heard you say at this time? Like, the question's not clear to me. Like, what time frame? And who are we talking about?
When, because in the video it's clear that
Hold on, go back to your question. I didn't mean for you to not ask it. I just want to make sure I understand specifically who you're asking this witness about statements that were made.
I'm asking about who she said was the individual driving the vehicle.
Well, that's different than what you just asked. So if
Well,
you want to change and
because
go
you
to that,
just
that's fine.
you just clarified it a little bit. So what exactly did you hear coming from the individual who was driving the vehicle?
I'm sorry, can we just clarify at what point we're talking about?
Exactly.
At the point that I guess I would refer back to the video at that point that we saw on the video.
So what point of the video? There's lots of points. It was many minutes long.
Roughly, I'm not sure, I think it was
Can you describe what part of the video you want?
the part of the video when that she testified to, where she said she had the green gloves and
So
she was
in the beginning of the video?
No, it was like towards the middle. She was standing in the street and she said she had the green gloves because I think somebody asked her which one was she,
Right.
and she
I
said
remember
the
that.
one with the green gloves.
I remember that.
At that point, did you observe anything being said out of said vehicle? Did you hear anything being yelled or screamed or anything like that at that point?
Well, before I showed up, I heard yelling.
You heard yelling before you showed up.
Yeah, because like before I showed up into the video.
So how far were you down the street that you were able to hear what was being said?
Objection.
Not.
Calls for effect, not an evidence. She didn't say what she heard. She didn't say she could understand what was said.
She can answer the question. I'm going to overrule it. I understand what the state is saying, but I think he's trying to establish where she was at that point in time. So go ahead and answer.
No, okay. I was right where you pulled up the second time.
Are you sure you know what I was asking?
It was not entirely clear to maybe all of us, but I was trying to give you some leeway. So
I knew you understood where I was going with that. Were you at a, let me say it like this, were you at a distance before you came into that video? Like approximately how far away were you from the vehicle and from friendly? Before you heard anything being yelled or screamed, as you said?
I was at a distance.
So would it be fair to say that it would be hard to hear the conversation that was being had?
Not really. Brooks was yelling pretty loud.
So you were able to hear the gist of the conversation from the distance that you were at?
Yes.
Even with a parade going on and a street full of people, you were able to hear from a distance, which you just said you were at a distance, you were able to hear the gist of the conversation.
The parade was nowhere close.
answer the question. Were you able to hear?
Oh, yes, sorry.
You were able to hear, even testifying that you were drinking vodka.
Yes.
What else did you hear?
At what point and by whom?
At the same point, what did you hear from Erica at that point?
I don't remember.
But you remember hearing something from the driver of the vehicle who was inside of the car.
Yep.
But you don't remember what you heard from Erica, who was outside of the car and would be more easier to hear.
Okay. Thank you for being specific at that. I
You're
remember
welcome.
Erica sitting there telling me that she wanted to go.
So she was telling you that from you being at a distance.
No, she was right next to me. That was when she was walking towards. She said, "Come on, let's go."
At what point was that? Because you just testified that you were at a distance.
Objection, argumentative. I'm also going to object to the manner in which this defendant is asking this witness these questions. He's intentionally misleading her. He's trying to confuse her.
As he tries,
Mr.
he
Brooks,
tends to
the
do
purpose
with
of
everybody.
cross-examination is to ask questions that are relevant, test her credibility, other things like that. It gets to be a little confusing, at times maybe a little argumentative. I don't have all the reports in front of me, so I can't say whether it's misleading or not. But ask a direct question. You're able to ask leading questions so that she can answer directly. Be as specific as you can, time, place, circumstances. It's helpful for all.
I mean, the video is very clear that
But you can't testify right now, right? You can't make an argument about the video. So your opinion about it right now, that's not appropriate.
I want to.
Keep going. For the record, the objection was sustained.
You made a reference to being a reference to chesting up with the driver of the vehicle. What was said at that point between you and who you were chesting up with?
Well, I'm not going to go back to that, but I was sitting there saying that you shouldn't be hitting a woman. No, Brooks should not be hitting a woman. And Brooks was saying that Erica Patterson is not a woman.
Wow.
Are you sure that's what you heard?
Some clown stuff, bro.
At that moment, when you were chesting up, in your words,
Yes?
you sure that's what you heard?
Yes.
Even mean.
What then happened from that point?
Then we started brawling it out. Oh, me and Brooks started brawling it out.
What do you mean by brawling it out?
Threw a couple punches. I threw a punch. Brooks smacked me.
So did you put that in the
That little
report
smug sound he made.
that you made, or the summary of the report that you gave to?
This
I
dude
think it
all.
was Attorney, which y'all said a detective.
Let me let them talk.
Has this witness prepared a report or a summary?
Sustained.
Did you report that in your report?
It's something that's in my memory, but I hope I did.
Would it be fair to say that if you had just brawled with someone and talked to a detective that you would report it? Would that be fair to say?
Can you say that again?
Would it be fair to say that if you had just had a brawl with someone and you talked to police directly after the brawl that you would report it? Would that be fair to say?
Okay. I know you're asking a question, but
Hold on, you need to ask, you do need to ask,
okay.
you do need to answer his question. It called for a yes or no answer.
Okay, it's not in the report. I specifically said.
Hold on, that's not a question though, okay?
sorry.
So that's okay. Ask your next question.
Would it be fair to say by the video footage that there was no brawl or punches thrown by either party? Would that be fair to say?
There was.
Can we show the witness the video again?
Are you asking her whether the video shows a brawl?
Would it be fair to say that the video shows a brawl in which you just said that punches were thrown? That'd be fair to say.
Okay, so what's a brawl to you?
You can't.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I know.
Okay,
I think
well,
hold on, Mr. Brooks, are you trying to ask whether are you gonna confirm with her that she saw the video?
Oh my
and then
god, bro.
on
He
that
in here
video,
smiling, trying to.
you cannot see a brawl between her and
I'm
Mr.
tempted to
Brooks.
fast forward
Is
because
that
I
what
don't
you're
even
trying to
like
get
seeing
at?
him.
A version of that, yes, but
See,
I
he
was,
You
feels
gotta
like he
ask
got
the
some
questions
control
I was
right
gonna
now.
say, can the video
You feel like
be shown
everybody
to her
working
again?
with him and helping him out,
Ask
and he
your
feels so
questions, sir.
included. Feel like a little princess up there or something.
In
I
the
don't even
video
wanna
that
see
you
this kind of
saw,
stuff.
would it be fair to say that a brawl was not depicted on that video? Would that be fair to say?
I don't know big words. What's depicted?
Can you see it in the video? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
That's what I mean.
Yes, I could see it.
You could see the brawl?
Yeah, I say it's a brawl. It's just like a push, looks like a push, but it was a smack. And I got up and, yeah.
You got up, so you were
I got up and swung.
you were knocked to the ground.
No,
So where did you get up from?
from being pushed and smacked.
So you fell to the ground.
I didn't fall to the ground.
Sustained. Next question, sir.
So would it be fair to say that in the video it shows you being knocked to the ground?
I was not knocked to the ground. I staggered back.
Would it be? I got kind of thrown off for a second.
You and me both. People need to make sure their phones and other electronics are not inaudible.
Would it be fair to say that the video does not show you being knocked to the ground at any point? Would that be a fair assessment?
She just said she was never knocked to the ground, so.
So I'll object to relevance because the witness never testified that she was knocked to the ground. So this
Right.
is not a question aimed at her credibility.
She just said she got knocked to the ground.
She did not.
She said she was not knocked to the ground.
She said she got up. I'm sorry. She said she got up, which would constitute being, if you're not knocked to the ground or down,
War
you can't
words
get up.
here, Mr. Brooks.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, she was clear. I think she clarified what it meant by getting up, and it might
She
mean
meant
something different to
staggered
you
back.
than
She
it does to her.
clarified that.
But we need to keep going.
So can I ask what is getting up? What does getting up mean to you?
Staggered back.
She just clarified that already.
So it would be fair to ask you then, does the video show you staggering back?
It does.
Does it show you being, as you called it, smacked?
It does.
Can we show her the video again?
Go ahead. Play the video. You want it to the jury or to her?
To her.
All
I
right.
would ask that we publish it.
I think it's an exhibit, sir, and let's publish it. Okay.
Your Honor, would it be too much to ask if we went straight to that part of the video?
I don't know what part it is. I don't have a timestamp.
I'm guessing this might be it right here.
It's coming up.
Let's just watch, and then we'll ask questions. You'll ask questions when we're done watching.
So we're playing from 3 minutes and 9 seconds on Exhibit 3.
I definitely saw what looked like an altercation. Like, they got up in each other's face. Like, look at this. Let me see. Yep.
You can stop that. That's
All right, what's the time for the stopping of the video, please?
3 minutes and 47 seconds.
Yep, definitely put your hands on her. I saw him at least like push her and all
Your
that.
questions are then based on that?
my question would be, you just viewed the
Pushed
video
her in the
again.
face and all that.
That'd be fair to say.
I did.
At any time in that video, were you in fact smacked and staggered back?
Can I tell the exact time?
If you know, yes, go ahead.
At 3:23.
Can we see 323?
Go ahead. We'll start it a little bit before, so make sure to capture it. You should be able to see the time.
24.
Okay.
Let me see.
So we went from about 319 to 327.
Thank you. Your question regarding the video, sir?
My question again would be the same question.
I didn't even see
You
it.
just, you just saw it again.
Or I only saw like a
And
second
the
of it.
portion of the video you just saw, would it be fair to say, on your part, your interpretation, that you were in fact smacked and staggered back?
Yes.
Were you?
But I don't even get what he's doing this for. Like, okay, bro. Like, you still put your hands on a woman. You still. I know I said this already, but it's like this ain't gonna do anything for him. None of this
Are
does
you
anything.
sure you weren't over exaggerating that?
No.
It looked like a push.
Objection argumentative.
Sustained.
Would you say again what happened directly after that?
Directly after the smack,
Directly after what you say is a smack.
staggered back.
No, directly after that whole incident.
I call it get up, but I came back and swung.
Would it be fair to say that the video doesn't show any of that you just said? Would that be fair?
It shows it somewhere.
So would it be fair that you're saying your interpretation of what you just saw would constitute a brawl, as you say, or brawling it out, as you say?
Hold on, Mr. Brooks. I've given you a lot of leeway on this topic. What's the relevance of all of
Right,
this? at
you're
this
just going
point?
in
I think you
circles
made
on
your
the
point
same
about what
thing.
happened and what didn't, and what's in the video and what's not. And the jury can
Move
ultimately
on.
decide that. You can argue it later on to the
I'm
jury.
sorry, I thought this state
Where are we
was
going?
supposed to object to that. If they saw an objection, I'm a little confused about that.
I need the questioning to kind of circle back to what's relevant for the trial.
Well, I thought it was relevant because of what the video is actually depicting.
And that video is going to speak for itself. It's been an exhibit.
Yes, it
And
does.
so you've asked a lot of questions about it. So let's move on. Under 906.11, that's my authority. I'm telling you to move forward. Next line of
Did you
questioning.
hear anything after the, as you say, brawling out? Did you hear anything coming from the vehicle? Was anything said to you directly?
You
coming
already
from the
asked this
vehicle
line
at
of
that
question
point?
too. He's staying like in the same spot.
Do you understand the question?
Would it be after you leave? Oh wait, Brooks leaves? Or when
I was
Brooks gets
clearing
in?
what I just asked after the brawling it out.
But you asked directed at her, and then you said anything from the vehicle. So that's a compound question. So you need to be specific.
Did you hear anything after the brawling it out, as you say? Did you hear anything directed towards you?
Directed towards me? No.
Did you hear anything directed towards Nick?
I remember something being said.
Do you recall what was said?
I do not.
Did you hear anything directed towards Erica?
Yes.
What did you hear directed towards Erica?
At what time?
Right after the brawling it out, as you say. Did you hear anything directed specifically towards Erica?
Not till he left. No, not till Brooks left.
Would you say that again?
Not till Brooks left.
So, did you or did you not hear anything directed towards Erica after the brawling it out, as you say?
Oh, okay, no.
So, can we pull that statement up again?
Go ahead. The state would do that once again. Just to the preview.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he asked these questions or these kind of questions when he was in the other courtroom, from what I remember.
I'm reading directly
So
from
he's still
the
in the same
statement,
spot. He asking all the same stuff.
where it says,
Mr. Brooks, it may or may not be a statement, so you need to be accurate. I know you're referring to
The
a
summary,
police report.
the summary of the statement. I'm reading directly from the summary of the statement, where it says, Runkle stated that after a short dispute between her, Kirby, and Brooks, she saw Brooks get back into the red SUV and heard him saying something to the effect of F you effing bees, you're dead, as he was leaving.
So I'll object on 2 grounds. 1, asked and answered, and 2, this could confuse the witness because it's not, she used the F and the B.
Sustained.
It was something on the back end of that I didn't get to.
Well,
I'm not sure what you mean by that, sir, but
It was-
you've already asked that question before, so the objection is sustained.
I actually don't recall asking a question directly to that part of the summary.
I do. You read through that previously.
Do you remember what the question was, so that I don't re-ask the same question?
it's what you just said.
Mr.
You
Brooks,
on,
move on.
just go on. Look, he about to start
Did
acting
you
out now
ever
'cause
hear
he losing control of the
something
situation.
to
He
the
feel
effect of F you effing bees, you're dead?
everybody isn't working with him.
At what point did you hear
Anymore.
that?
While Brooks was leaving,
So that would it be fair to say that you heard that after the brawling
Yes.
gets out?
You shook your head. Can you say
Yes.
Thank you.
That's a little confusing. So
Mr. Brooks, that's not a question. You're
I'm
attempting to
about
testify.
to ask a question.
You
If I
can't
can
do
get
that.
to it,
Ask your question. But you also can't mischaracterize the testimony or the evidence up to this point.
what do you mean?
In your questions, you can't mischaracterize prior testimony or evidence. You have to be accurate. So
I'm trying to be, but it's
what's your next question, sir?
kind of hard. Just a quick second.
Right, unless you have a
You-
different topic.
It
Anything-
is,
Hold
it
on.
is.
We just cut
Anything
'em-
related to this.
You need to just cut
What's
him
in
off
the
and say, all right,
summary,
she can go ahead, go home.
Questions regarding
Or go where
what
she
she
needs to
heard
go.
or didn't hear around
You ask
here
a
around
stupid
this
question,
time.
so we just
That's-
gonna
we've
go
gone
ahead.
through that. You've gone through it. Under 906.11, you need to move on and ask a new line of questions.
I was trying to, if I can get to it.
Go ahead.
I told you, he feel like they not they not helping him anymore.
This part of the summary that I'm looking at now says Runkle stated that she did see pictures of Brooks following the Christmas parade incident via social media, and Runkle confirmed that was Brooks was the, well, I don't know, it looks kind of, I don't know if that's a mark on my screen that's going through, okay. I couldn't read it.
I'll object. I don't think there's a question there.
Right.
I didn't get to it yet.
Well, then I'll object to the ongoing commentary with lack of any questioning.
And I'll sustain that objection.
Oh, I do have a question. You said that you had known Erica roughly since you were rooming up at the women's shelter. Would that be fair to say?
yes.
Do you have any idea why she would refer to you as Corey Gray?
Because I go by that.
So how close were you, would you say you guys were?
Close.
Close, like hung out all the time, every day?
Yes. Hung out every day. Sorry.
do you know of any time before November the 21st of 2021? Do you know of any time before that Erica mentioned to you anything about the relationship that she had with Brooks outside of what you learned that day?
Can you say that again?
At any time before November 21st of 2021, did Erica ever confide any information to you before that day?
She did.
What was the nature of the information?
It's not allowed to be brought up.
I think she's referring to a pretrial ruling that she's aware of.
Yep.
So, you want to rethink asking that question, sir? Otherwise, I'm going to allow her to answer it.
What pretrial?
I'm not going to state.
No,
That
I'm
right
not.
now.
Are we both privy to the same pretrial procedure?
There was a pretrial ruling about
What? He can do that? I didn't know this kind of stuff could happen. They could come over there and tell them stuff, and all
Do you
right.
want her to answer that question, or do you want to move on?
I want to move on.
All right, I'll strike that question from the record. The jury will disregard the question that was asked.
So I would want to ask, was there any, during the brawling out point, was there any interaction
I wish he
between
would just end this
the
line
driver
of
of the
questions
vehicle
because he don't
and
even
Nick?
really know what he's saying anymore.
There was.
Do you remember what the nature of that interaction or exchange was between those two?
I don't know. I just remember jumping in front.
Make sure I'm recording.
Do you recall any threats being made towards Nick or from Nick towards the driver of the vehicle?
Oh, I do.
Relevance.
Overruled. She may answer.
I do.
Do you remember what was said specifically?
Not specifically, but I remember Brooks getting mad because Nick was coming to Erica's rescue. Right along with Corey. Me.
Do you recall any knife being involved in any of that situation
No
during
knife.
that exchange whatsoever?
No knife.
Were you aware that that was why police was responding to that incident?
I did not.
Did you at any time have a knife during that incident?
I did not.
Do you know if Nick had a knife during that incident?
He did not.
Do you know if Erica had a knife Do you know if Erica had a knife during that incident?
She did not.
As far as your memory, do you recall reporting that a knife was involved in that incident?
I do not.
Do you recall if Nick reported a knife being involved in that incident?
It's possible.
Do you recall Erica reporting that a knife was involved in that incident?
I do not.
You testified to drinking a half pint of vodka that day. Was that the only thing you had to drink that day?
Yes.
Would it be fair to say that you were tipsy?
Yes.
Would it be fair to say that you may even have been intoxicated?
No.
For any reason, that day,
What are these questions, bro? I don't even get what he's
acknowledging
trying to
that you
do
were
anymore.
drinking, would that have impaired your thinking of the situation in any way?
No.
So would it be fair to say that you were of clear and sober mind during that whole incident after drinking a half pint of vodka?
Yes.
So there, to the best of your memory, there wouldn't be any reason why you may have left something out or maybe not been clear about anything that happened during that specific incident.
Just ask that.
Possibly left some things out.
Do you remember what they might have been?
No.
Do you know the plaintiff?
Objection. Previous reason.
He back on this. Do you
Sustained.
know? How long have you known the plaintiff?
Have you ever seen the plaintiff?
Objection.
Sustained.
This question didn't work last time.
Have you ever had any interaction with the plaintiff?
Objection.
Sustained.
No further questions.
Thank you. I didn't read the rest.
Very, very briefly.
Go ahead.
Ms. Runkle, you met with Detective David Van Els to provide a statement on November 22nd of 2021. Do you remember that?
Yes.
That's accurate?
Yes.
Okay, you remember telling Detective Van Els, and he was asking you about this incident, that when you arrived you heard Darrell Brooks telling Erica Patterson that he was going to, quote, smash her face in and that he was going to kill her, end quote.
Yes.
Okay? Do you remember telling Detective Van Els that as you saw Brooks get back into the red SUV, you heard him say something to the effect of, quote, fuck you, fucking bitches, you're dead, end quote.
I do.
Okay? During your cross-examination, you repeatedly referred to a person as Brooks. The person depicted in the video, Exhibit 3, the person that you chested up to, is that person in the courtroom?
He is.
Can you point him out for us and just very clearly tell us where he's sitting, what he's wearing?
You want me to point?
Yes, please.
Alright, he's right there and he's wearing orange.
I'd ask the record reflect that the witness has identified the defendant.
It will.
And I have no further questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. You may step down. All right, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this will be an excellent stopping point for us this evening. Thank you for your patience.
Ooh, that was a crazy first day, man. A lot of the questions, he just talks in circles, and even the judge, pointed it out. That whole line of questioning was just him staying on like one single point and then just dancing around it. I'm pretty sure he just does that to make the witness seem a certain way. He tries to make them sound or look crazy. Things that he's poking holes in and saying like, oh, see, you weren't correct about this, or this is weird that you would be doing this at this point. It still doesn't do anything about all the other charges that are against him. Like, okay, so she left out a couple details. How's that gonna affect the fact that you did all that other stuff, that you killed people, you injured dozens of people? Like, it does nothing. But I'm so glad this first day is over with, and I gotta get started on day 2. But if you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you did something good for somebody today. Hope somebody did something good for you. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.